Morning, Thursday, November 9th, and the election results are in, and the Democrats did very well. And of the major issues that were being voted on this election day, there was one clear, very clear signal, and that dealt with abortion rights. Abortion rights are politically popular, no matter where or when they are on the ballot. So you have many state legislatures that are against abortion rights and have put in ridiculous rules in many states. But the public is not in favor of the actions taken by their state legislatures. And this is a movement that seems to be racing through the country. And it's something that these legislatures ought to be paying attention to. Look closely at these state legislatures. They are primarily Republican in nature. So this movement, this pro-abortion movement, is a clear signal that the Democrats have a major issue that they can stand on and fight over going into the 2024 election. In Ohio, which is a battleground state, the voters decisively said they wanted a constitutional amendment to protect the right of abortion. And that's a measure that was passed on the ballot only a few months after they rejected another measure that would have made it harder for them to shield abortion rights. So Ohio is the fourth state that has added something to their constitution, their state constitution, covering abortion rights. And you can be sure that this topic is not going away. It is going to be a major issue for the next year at least. And the Democrats are going to take advantage of that situation. They need all the help they can get, and they are going to take advantage of that situation. And this election cycle has been very favorable for the Democrats. Governor Glenn Youngkin, the Republican governor in Virginia, who believed he could crack one of the most intractable issues in American politics, which is, of course, reasonable abortion restrictions, will not lead a GOP-controlled legislature in the Commonwealth because his party was denied control of the state Senate, and that put a quick end to his plan for a 15-week abortion ban, and even put a blanket over his pursuit of a 2024 presidential bid. So those are the things that are happening, and they are not minor. And in Kentucky, the Democratic governor defeated his Republican challenger, the state attorney general, who had what they call close ties to former President Trump and close ties to the Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell. And in that state, abortion was also a primary flashpoint. Not that it was on the ballot, but they were talking about it. Now, all of these things are good news for Joe Biden, who is trailing Trump in the polls by about 4 points. So in the eyes of many pundits who look over the election results, abortion has become a major issue across the country. And it should scare every Republican in a state where an abortion question is on the ballot in 2024. Because the people are in favor of abortion rights. And that will help them recognize the fact that the Democratic president is the way to go. So Biden may be able to ride the abortion issue to victory in 2024. When you consider that a handful of swing states like Pennsylvania and Iowa and Florida and Colorado could all have abortion rights measures on their ballots, along with the presidential candidates next time. So think about that. If you had large contingents who are going to vote in favor of abortion rights on the same ballot as the presidential election is going on, what could happen to those thinkers? They could say, I don't want to be involved with these red state lunatics. I don't want to be involved with people who hold back my right. And that issue might be critical in 2024. Might be enough for Joe Biden to tip the scale against Donald Trump. Or, if we are all lucky, Donald Trump will not be on the ballot in 2024. And where we are anxiously awaiting the decision in the court where he has been found guilty of falsifying his business records to get good conditions on his loan. That's already been established that he did that. Now the penalty phase is in motion. Now, of course, the way our judicial system works, I'm sure that he will put in an appeal, and this could drag out for a long, long time. And maybe that will affect his ability to run for president also, with this stuff hanging over his head. But he's a stubborn man, so that probably won't affect his decision making. So speaking of Trump, here's an interesting fact. While he is popular and leading Biden by several points, the candidates that he supports are not doing very well. In fact, most of them lost. Most of the candidates that Trump was in favor of lost. And Chris Christie took advantage of that situation. Of course, shortly after the polls closed, Chris Christie stated this is another loss for Trump. Look at all the candidates that went down the tubes who he favored. So is he the man that should be running for office in 2024? I think not. And there'll be others beside Christie that jump on his bandwagon too. So while Trump remains popular, his popularity seems to be limited to himself, because the people he has supported have been awful. In 2022, they were a disaster, and that disaster has continued in 2024. So when one looks at this situation, one recognizes the fact that Trump is a very popular guy against a certain contingency in this country. But that doesn't seem to envelop the rest of the Republican community. So the Democrats had a great 2023 election run, and they will have topics that they will carry over to the 2024 cycle. And the main topic will continue to be abortion, because that is something that everybody has an interest in. And there are many, many who are hard red but still favor abortion. So it's a very tricky situation, but rest assured, this country is not done with abortion rights. That has not been settled, and it probably won't be settled for a long, long time. So I leave you with that. Something to look forward to in 2024. A major change in the presidential selection criteria. The rights of women may be more important than anything else on the ballot. And that includes economy, political situations around the world, etc. And I leave you with those things this morning. Have a great day. Bye.